Welcome, Taurus. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your October reading. This is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, check the description box below for the readings that I offer. I particularly am grateful for the donations that I've received from you. Thank you so much. You know who you are. And it just fills me with so much satisfaction that I am helpful to you and that you can enjoy my readings. So it helps me stay here on in my channel doing what I love doing. So thank you again. Let's get started, Taurus, with your overall energy for October, the Hermit. This is encouraging you to step back, to retreat a little, to go within for the answers you need. And I have a feeling that you have been, you recently stopped working really, really hard, or you're taking a break from working so hard. And you may be looking for a way to direct your phenomenal energies, a way that you are now are taking the leisure to actually understand what you want and who you are. And this is feeling like you're catching your breath in some way. You're readjusting to a different environment or circumstance in which you now can take the time when you need the time to center yourself, to check in, to meditate, to seek those teachers or advisors or friends, allies that you feel have a unique understanding of who you are. This can include getting the education you need to do something that you've always wanted to do. So this is a beautiful card that has you affirming your right to be who you are. In the beginning of October, we have the Five of Cups. This is about identifying a pattern in your relationships or in your projects. There's a way in which you have experienced disappointments, failures, and that in understanding that there's a pattern to that, that you are learning to seek that love and power within yourself through this deeper connection to who you are. When you connect to yourself in this way, you actually are empowered to understand that you are whole and complete within yourself. This puts your relationships and opportunities on a different level so that you now understand that it's less about failures and disappointments as it is from learning from those. And what you've learned about yourself is what you're cherishing right now. Doesn't mean that you're not feeling regret, remorse, sadness, the pain of loss, the suffering that has been a part of your experiencing these disappointments, heartaches, but you're also gaining this sense of wholeness that is reflected in your relationships. You find yourself gravitating towards others who are respecting themselves and that respect you, that recognize what's authentic in you and support that. In the middle of October, we have the Hangman. So there's absolutely a theme here of you retreating, you stepping back in October. You're appreciating where you've been, processing the lessons that you're learning, and understanding that a new perspective is required. It is important, critical that you understand things differently, that you perceive your opportunities in a new way, so that challenges are not as daunting or fearful, because you're understanding that on the other side of overcoming that is this greater sense of who you are and what you're made of. And at the end of October, the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is really your looking at all of the stillness you've cultivated, the lessons of your meditation, the secrets that you have uh, articulated with yourself, um, the sense of newness as you allow these old habits and patterns to drop away, that you are now evaluating the potential of your life very differently. You are creating a plan that really allows you to step back from the beginning and see this as a fresh opportunity to learn something new. You're willing to learn. You're willing to gain the tools necessary to fulfill your potential, to pursue a dream that you've already had. And this is in practical terms for you. So, as an earth sign, Taurus, you are practical. You have a phenomenal work ethic. And the value of planning is to unleash that consistency, that discipline, that perseverance in a way that is going to be most productive, because being productive is ultimately your goal here. I hope this reading is resonating for you. If it is, Taurus, please like this video. Please share this with others and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I've flipped the praying mantis, and the key word is tranquility. Be still. Take time to regroup so you can perform at your best. With patience, success will happen just in time. I love this. So there's a feeling that this need to slow down and to pull within that is popping up in various ways in this reading is necessary. That the amount of work that you're used to doing all the time, the amount of work you can do, pulling yourself back from just working aimlessly, but focusing this phenomenal power you have to be productive is critical only after you are clear about your plans and your goals. The Five of Cups in the beginning of October is clarified by the Five of Pentacles and the Strength card. Yeah, this is really describing how hard you have been working for so very long. This is a lifetime attribute, Taurus, a part of your ruling planet Venus that people rarely see. When you are in balance, when you aspire to harmony, balance, fairness, equity, um, you are able to go for a very long time. This is a self-perpetuating set of characteristics in an environment where you recognize your commitment and the support that others need to participate in that way, so that your work has inspired you to support others without thinking of your own gain, but understanding that if everyone is doing their part to the best of their ability, that lifts up and elevates the success of an enterprise, a group, or an effort. This is something that's kind of baked into you. And this is part of what you are evolving from, a way of pointing your great discipline, energy, and hard work towards your goals that you're now prioritizing. And the Five of Pentacles is describing a way in which you are moving away from the labeling that you have internalized. For some of you, all your life. For some of you, it's more recent, so that you are no longer letting others define who you are and what you can do. And as simple as that sounds, this takes a very long time because we're all raised up in a family that has rules, in a society, in a culture that has rules and regulations, that has expectations of what you, based on who you are, can do, so that you are recognizing, beginning to understand that your potential for success is limitless. You have undoubtedly contributed to the success of many others and are now capable of working phenomenally hard for yourself. And this is not, when I say working phenomenally hard, I mean working much smarter, leveraging your resources, your knowledge, your tools, your experience in a way that you couldn't in the past. And in that way, you're beginning to see abundance in places you never would have imagined it. The Hanged One in the middle of October is clarified by the moon and by the Five of Wands. So we have 3 fives here, and fives are always about changes that you want to make. The Five of Wands is seeing you participate in learning opportunities, in communities, on teams where you have a goal together, and that you are flexible. You're trying to be flexible in how you participate in those teams towards the goal that is explicit. This can be literally taking a class, learning something new, learning new skills. It can also be the way that you participate on a team that is different from the way that you have been taught to do it. So instead of there being a leader, everyone works together from a place of their strengths, so that you together can participate in solving a problem and taking credit for the solution. So this is again about how you learn. The moon card is describing a deeper phenomenon within yourself. In order to unlock the pattern of behaviors that represent failures or disappointments, you've had to look at things about yourself, about your own actions that you don't feel good about. And that has required this openness, this desire to go into those dark, shadowy places that are not comfortable, that contain our fears, where we seek to address our fears because we're tired of the experiences of running towards something that we can give ourselves, the desperation that we may have felt in looking for something that we have all along. This is describing the amount of support that you do have, possibly in invisible realms. I always love to remind us all that our ancestors are legion. They are not just necessarily family members that have passed away, our forebears. They can be historical or cultural inspirations, alignments with other sentient realms of consciousness. These guardians, spirit guides, teachers are always there cheering us on, and they're always available to help, but we have to ask for that help. And this can be one of the most difficult things, not because you're too proud, but because you've been so disappointed in the past. So your prayers, that stillness, that ability to cultivate your meditation, uh, journaling, whatever you do, is a PowerPoint for you. This is a place where you are regenerating your sense of openness to new lessons, of really learning lessons at a higher and higher level that are cultivating your sense of having a team around you, whether you're single, retired, alone, that there is a community that supports you and that wants you to ask for help. And in the end of October, the Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Two of Wands and the Tower card. As you're cultivating this interest in moving your strength, your talent, your gifts in a new direction. This has a lot to do with planning. And so the Knight of Pentacles is already you open to creating a plan or a proposal for something, scoping out the potential of an opportunity for the way it can direct you. And the Two of Wands is really showing you the way to the future, what that's going to require. And this does require a kind of fearlessness, a kind of bravery, because this means moving out into the world, into unfamiliar territory, because your desire to learn is that strong, to grow is that strong. The Tower card is describing something not turning out the way you want it. And it isn't necessarily a bad thing at all. It is going to shake things up. It is going to alter your idea about what you thought was the next logical step. In fact, it can be through the result of something changing in your environment, in your place of employment, in your home, a change in status of something, a business closing, a department shutting down. There are numerous things that can occur in the world that can have an individual impact on our plans. And here, the change that you experience in the world actually is going to make it easier for you to move things in a direction that you believe will benefit you. This is you, part of the miracles you're experiencing as you face your own fears, learn the lessons of your failures and disappointments, and begin to see your own experience transform before you as you learn to see obstacles, challenges as simply something to move around, move over, to move through. And that is part of building the success that you desire, because it's quite possible that you are going to have an impact in the world that you can't anticipate, that is going to surprise you. I'm going to finish up this reading, Taurus, with a Chakra Love Oracle card. And I've pulled the Throat Chakra. And this is putting me in mind of the way that you use words, the way you articulate yourself. Something about language is changing for you. You're expanding your language and self-expression. And the Larimar is the gemstone that's pictured on the outside of the card that corresponds to the throat chakra, which is often this beautiful sky blue azure. The key word is listening. If you want to be heard, learn to listen. I think you can agree, Taurus, that we all could learn that lesson. Until next time, namaste.